Fight Freaks, it's me, the Iron Man, Tyson Johnson. I'm here once again with the man of the hour, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Pete Grymkowski. Pete, welcome today.
Thank you, Tyson. Good to be back, and pleasure talking to you guys.
Glad to have you here. I want to thank you for all the times that you're sitting down and talking to me and giving us all the great information and so much about your history, because there's so much to it with you and Gold's Gym, you and the UFC, you in the bodybuilding world, you and with so many athletes out there, celebrities.
Even the auto racing they did,
and auto racing, exactly.
The funny thing, when you're talking about auto racing, I mean to jump into that, but I was doing an exhibition for the Dare Police Department one time for a guy named Big Willie, who actually entered the Mr. America contest in 1977.
Wow.
And he ran a street racing program for the County of LA, and the mayor sponsored it and everything. Well, I had a top fuel dragster, and I did an exhibition run because these were mostly street vehicles, and it was in Terminal Island, and I crashed and had a bad accident, cut the car in pieces.
Wow.
And lucky I didn't get killed, but just crazy things,
Yeah, definitely. Pete Grymkowski, let's see, bodybuilding champion. Sponsored the first 3 UFCs.
Right.
Developer of Gold's Gym Licensing Corporation, as you know it today. Auto racer. What else can we say? Man of the world. This is the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Pete Grymkowski. Ladies and gentlemen.
Maybe a jack of all trades and master at none. Just I got lucky along the way. I think I came from a family of business entrepreneurs in a sense of building maintenance companies. So if we couldn't get ahead using our brain, we'd get ahead by using our muscle and cleaning every square inch of New York.
There you go.
We had airports, we had school systems, hospitals, everything, and we would work. My family had day and night crews, so I was always up. I thought 20-hour a day workday was normal. And so to bodybuild was nothing.
Nothing at all. Well, let's talk about bodybuilding a little bit.
Sure.
I want to get back into the Gold's Gym story that we were talking about. And I think I last asked you, why did you sell Gold's Gym? That's probably going to be one of the biggest questions everybody asks you.
Yes.
You turned it from one location in Venice Beach, California, and you licensed it out to over 540 different locations, not in just the United States, but throughout the world. Why would you sell such a successful business?
It was a very interesting situation. At the time I went through, I was just going through a divorce. And then I found out I had all this heart problem, and I had, this was about 97 when I thought I'd sell the gym. And but then everything was fine. I started getting treatments for my heart. I started overcoming 97 is when I went through the divorce. So by 99 or 99, when I bought Gold's Gym, I was beginning to come through a little bit on it, but by then I had committed to my partners. I think we had it for 20 years and developed it throughout the entire stages. My only regret was not keeping the whole business, but not keeping a percentage of the business. Because if I had kept 10%, that would have been worth a fortune. So, the things like live and learn, out of all the business I had, it was a shame I didn't keep a percentage of it. But I sold to an investment banker who flipped it for quite a large sum more. Kept it for a few years, as a matter of fact, and then sold it to a company which are involved with the Omni Hotels. They own Omni Hotels. They own oil wells and gas wells in the Gulf of Mexico. I guess they're associated, I believe, I'm not sure, with George Bush, first George Bush. So it is what it is. But I needed that rest, and I think going in for open heart surgery, so I ended up selling in 99. I went in for open heart surgery in 2000. Okay. And so I went through my divorce in 97, so 97 led to 99 where I sold. The regret of selling, I think, just kicked it in even worse. Yeah, I felt after a divorce, I just wanted to get away. I didn't have children. You know, I had a daughter from an original marriage in New York who was older. But, you know, now I've got children. I've been with the second girl since about a year after I sold my business. I met someone else. Went through my open heart surgery and, you know, got back into training a little bit. See, I had stopped training from 1982 till 1999 when I sold the business. So that was quite a long stretch, you know, whatever it was, you know, a long stretch of time where I didn't have a training schedule. I wasn't competing for anything. I felt no need to work out.
Yeah.
So I figured I just cold turkey quit training, decided you know, I'll eat whatever I want, and it was at the Chart House just about every night of the week in Marina del Rey, and with a bunch of people from our locations and gyms, and it began to be, you know, as people came in to buy gym license, we would, or business people, I would take them out to dinner, and so that way we did business over dinner, and that was another stressful situation. We were trying to eat, and I learned a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
So you think that affected your health and probably
definitely
added to your heart situation?
Yes, I really do. Yeah, I really do. Yeah, and then after realizing that I sold the whole business, and you know, I missed the whole business. You know, that was my life. And,
absolutely. 20 years. That's a long time.
Yeah, 20 years, a long time, and to be able. That's why this interests me so much, is because I watch my kids train out there, you know, with all the, you know, you got a great group of these kids training, and I thought, my God, if that could be on television and be shown to the whole world, I mean, you know, there is no really exceptional situation for training facility. You've got the professional stuff in Vegas that is televised, but there's really nothing much else throughout the United States. I think, you know, what you've done with activewear and supplements and services, as well as your products and your competitions. You know, one of the first things we did was in 1978, we started the National Physique Committee, which we associated with the International Federation of Bodybuilding. So we actually did a lawsuit against the AAU, and so that we would be able to start another organization, and we predominated, and now we've got the biggest competition situation in the United States, and of course in the world, because it's associated with the pro group, the IFBB International, and the amateur group, the NPC here in the United States, as the governing body for bodybuilding in the U.S. So it pretty much dominates the whole thing. And Joe Weider and his brother Ben Weider have since passed away. Yes. They were dominant in the organizations and all that type of stuff. But when myself and the former owner of Gold's Gym, between Joe Gold and myself, started the National Physique Committee, we kind of aligned ourselves with the NPC, with the IFBB, of course, but also we wanted to get our image away from professional bodybuilding. And as soon as I bought the business, I decided that, you know, if everyone in the world, like our motto is, if everyone in the world can't come to Gold's Gym Venice, we'll bring Gold's Gym Venice to everyone in the world, which means we had to change our image of Gold's Gym Venice from being a real hardcore bodybuilding gym to gym for everybody. So we started, we set up a logo, Gold's Gym, fitness for every body, and underline body. And you know, that was one of our logos, you know, and so we found ourselves with a full package of activity between competitions, services, and products, and decided to license that whole concept throughout the world. And it actually worked. It worked really well. And we were the only ones in the fitness industry that was doing that, you know. So, you know, I see the same thing with this, that there, you know, there's so much going on in the professional realm of fighting, but when you look at the amateur activity or even the kids, I mean, and the television, you know.
Yeah.
I get a kick out of watching these kids, and you know, this should be on TV. All these little personalities, and they're all so unique because these unique personalities are being developed from confidence, from martial arts.
Absolutely.
Can apply to. I mean, it's just a phenomenon. It's a total phenomenon.
Absolutely. Well, that's what we're working on, right?
You bet.
So do you have any connection with Gold's Gym now at all, or is it completely done? Or do you visit the gyms, or anything?
No, actually, no. When I parted with business, because I didn't retain an ownership of some nature, I really didn't have a necessity for the industry technically.
Okay.
You know, I think I was going to do a TV show, and we had lined up an international fitness show where we'd go to our gyms throughout the world because there was so many celebrities that trained in those facilities. You know, there was. I mean, when we had Olympic athletes in our Moscow and our St. Petersburg locations, we had you know, top champions from all over the world, top movie stars and celebrities who are looking for that, you know, a real way of training versus just, you know, the old, back in before we started Gold's Gym, I mean, it was, you know, 70s and 60s, it was all health spa, you know, everybody sitting around or spa, you know. Try to
spa and get healthy, right?
Yeah, you know, and then go out and eat a big, huge pasta meal or something, you know, there was, the concepts had changed so incredibly. And the same in the fighting industry, you know. Years ago, boxers were limited in their activities, whereas now with the mixed martial arts and all the activity, it's incredible.